The power of turning inward. In a world obsessed with comparison, competition, and constant validation, it's easy to lose yourself in what others are doing. Social media, peer pressure, and endless distractions make it almost automatic to measure your worth by the achievements, lifestyles, or opinions of others. But this habit, constantly looking outward, robs you of your energy, focus, and potential. The first step to living a successful, fulfilling life is to turn your attention inward, focusing on yourself, your growth, and your unique path. When you stop comparing, stop reacting to everyone else's noise, and start taking ownership of your journey, you unlock power that few ever experience. Focusing on yourself is not selfish, it is strategic. When you dedicate your energy to your growth, your skills, and your mindset, you create compounding effects that ripple through every area of your life. You become more productive, resilient, and confident. You develop clarity about your goals, values, and purpose. The people who achieve the most in life are rarely those who obsess over what others are doing. They are the ones who quietly, consistently focus on their own actions, decisions, and progress. By centering your energy on yourself, you reclaim control of your time, your emotions, and your results. Comparison is one of the most destructive forces in modern life. When you focus on others, you are measuring yourself against incomplete information. You see someone's highlight reel, not their struggles, sacrifices, or failures? This distorts your perception and fuels doubt, envy, and distraction. Quietly turning inward allows you to stop reacting to external noise and start building your own story step by step at your pace. It allows you to invest energy in what matters, your skills, your mindset, and your life, rather than wasting it chasing approval, attention, or competition. Focusing on yourself also builds resilience. When challenges arise, people who are preoccupied with others often become discouraged by what they perceive as their own shortcomings. But those who center themselves understand that growth is personal and incremental. Your journey does not need to look like anyone else's. Every setback, every failure, and every challenge is an opportunity to improve, refine, and evolve. By focusing on yourself, you build a mental and emotional armor that allows you to keep moving forward regardless of external circumstances. This mindset shift is subtle but transformative. When you stop worrying about how you compare to others, you can channel energy into consistent action, skill development, and meaningful progress. Instead of asking, "Am I doing enough?" or "Why are they ahead of me?" you ask, "What can I do today to improve? How can I grow? How can I take the next step?" This subtle redirection of focus multiplies results exponentially over months and years. Quiet people who achieve extraordinary results understand this principle intuitively. They do not compete for attention, approval, or social status. They compete only with themselves, striving to be better than they were yesterday. This self-competition is sustainable, empowering, and far more productive than external comparison. It fosters confidence, independence, and clarity, qualities that allow them to thrive in 2026 when distractions and external noise are stronger than ever. Focusing on yourself also improves relationships and communication. When your energy is not tied to envy, insecurity, or comparison, you can genuinely connect with others. You are more present, empathetic, and authentic. By mastering yourself, you inspire others, not through boasting or outperforming them, but through your calm confidence, discipline, and intentional growth. You become a lighthouse in a storm of distraction, silently setting an example of what is possible when one invests in self-mastery. Ultimately, focusing on yourself is a lifelong practice. It begins with awareness, noticing when you are comparing, reacting, or seeking validation from others. It grows with action, redirecting your energy to habits, routines, and goals that improve your life. And it compounds over time. The longer you invest in yourself, the more momentum you build, and the further you move ahead. Not in competition with anyone, but in alignment with your highest potential. In the next part, we will explore practical strategies to focus on yourself, stop comparing to others, and reclaim your energy, showing exactly how to implement this life-changing mindset in daily life. Focusing on yourself begins with creating boundaries around your attention and energy. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, and the constant stream of other people's successes, opinions, and lifestyles can subtly drain your energy. Social media, gossip, and endless comparisons hijack your mind without you even realizing it. Quietly, intentionally, the first step is to reduce exposure to these distractions. Unfollow accounts that make you feel inadequate. Limit the time you spend scrolling, and replace reactive habits with purposeful actions. By controlling your environment, you protect your energy and create mental space to focus on growth, learning, and action. Another crucial strategy is setting personal goals that matter to you. When your direction is defined by external comparison, your efforts scatter, and motivation fades. By identifying what you truly want, your vision, purpose, and priorities, you create a roadmap that centers your energy on what matters. Your success becomes measurable not against anyone else, but against your own growth. Track your progress consistently. Celebrate small wins, refine strategies, and adjust without worrying about how your journey compares to others. By focusing on personal milestones, you gain momentum and satisfaction that is immune to envy or distraction. Mindset shifts are also essential. When you catch yourself thinking, "They are ahead of me," or "Why can't I be like them?" pause and reframe your thoughts. Ask, "What can I do today to improve? What is my next step?" This redirection turns comparison into constructive action. Quiet, intentional people practice this mindset daily. They understand that others' success does not diminish their own. The world is large enough for multiple successes, and energy spent envying is energy lost from creating. By adopting a growth-focused perspective, you transform the noise of others' lives into inspiration rather than distraction. Another powerful habit is self-reflection and journaling. Taking time to analyze your day, your thoughts, and your emotions helps you understand your triggers for comparison. Writing down your goals, achievements, and lessons learned reinforces self-awareness and accountability. It allows you to notice patterns, evaluate progress, and clarify priorities. Over time, self-reflection strengthens your focus on yourself, reducing the need for external validation and comparison. Journaling becomes a mirror, showing your growth clearly without the distortion of social pressure. Developing discipline and consistency further amplifies your focus on self-growth. When you commit to daily habits that enhance your skills, mindset, and productivity, you create compounding momentum that makes others' achievements irrelevant. Small, consistent actions like reading, exercising, learning, or building a skill accumulate over time into extraordinary results. Discipline ensures that even on days when motivation falters, you continue progressing. In 2026, where distractions and instant gratification compete for attention, disciplined self-focus is one of the most powerful advantages anyone can have. It's also critical to embrace your own pace. Life is not a race against others. Quiet, intentional people understand that progress looks different for everyone. Some achieve early, some later, and some in ways that are invisible to the outside world. By trusting your own path, you avoid unnecessary stress, burnout, and envy. Focus on incremental growth, improvement, and personal mastery, and let the outside world follow its own course. Over time, your consistency and dedication will produce results that speak louder than comparison ever could. Finally, surrounding yourself with supportive and growth-minded individuals enhances your focus. Choose relationships that encourage self-development, accountability, and positive energy, and minimize interactions that breed competition, jealousy, or distraction. When your environment nurtures your growth rather than compares you to others, your focus naturally strengthens. You become less reactive, more intentional, and more aligned with your purpose. In this way, focusing on yourself is not just an internal effort. It is reinforced by the right surroundings, habits, and mindset practices. By implementing these strategies, setting boundaries, defining personal goals, shifting your mindset, journaling, cultivating discipline, embracing your pace, and surrounding yourself with the right people, you begin to reclaim your energy and attention. You stop wasting life reacting to others and start intentionally creating the life you want. Every action, thought, and decision becomes aligned with your growth rather than external noise. The results are profound: greater clarity, focus, resilience, and the freedom to live a life defined by your values and vision, not by the distractions of the world. In the next part, we will explore how focusing on yourself transforms relationships, career, and personal fulfillment, showing exactly why this mindset creates unstoppable momentum and long-term success. When you make the conscious decision to focus on yourself rather than comparing to others, the impact ripples through every area of your life. Relationships, career, health, and personal fulfillment all improve when your energy is invested in your own growth. In relationships, focusing on yourself allows you to bring your best version forward. You are no longer dependent on others for validation, approval, or self-worth. Instead, you contribute authentically, without insecurity or hidden agendas. People are naturally drawn to confidence, self-awareness, and stability, qualities that flourish when your focus is inward rather than on competing with others. In your career, self-focus translates into productivity, creativity, and mastery. When you stop worrying about colleagues, competitors, or workplace politics, you can devote your energy to skill development, problem-solving, and strategic growth. Quiet, intentional people often rise faster because they are not distracted by comparison or jealousy. They identify opportunities, act decisively, and consistently improve their craft. By centering attention on your abilities and impact rather than what others are doing, you position yourself for success that is both sustainable and meaningful. Focusing on yourself also enhances personal fulfillment. Life becomes less about envy or competition, and more about purpose, progress, and contribution. You begin to measure success by your own standards, not external approval. Daily achievements, incremental growth, and self-improvement become sources of pride and motivation. You develop resilience and a sense of autonomy that cannot be shaken by external events or the actions of others. Every choice, every habit, and every decision aligns with your goals, creating momentum that compounds into remarkable results over time. This mindset fosters clarity and peace of mind. When you stop reacting to the noise of the world, your energy is freed for creativity, learning, and meaningful action. You can pursue passions, explore opportunities, and invest in growth without distraction. Your focus becomes a magnet for progress, and your life starts to reflect intentionality and purpose. Quiet people who master this mindset are often misunderstood by the outside world. They may appear calm or reserved, but internally, they are moving with precision, purpose, and unstoppable momentum. The key to making this shift is practice. Start by noticing when your thoughts drift toward comparison, judgment, or distraction. Pause, redirect, and ask, how can I improve today? What steps can I take to be better than I was yesterday? Daily reflection, journaling, and consistent action reinforce this habit. Over time, it becomes second nature. Your life is no longer dictated by external standards, social media highlights, or other people's successes. It is dictated by your own effort, growth, and vision. By focusing on yourself, you create a foundation for long-term success. You gain confidence, mastery, and independence. You build deeper, more authentic relationships. You thrive in your career and personal projects. And most importantly, you experience life fully, guided by your own principles rather than the opinions or actions of others. This is not selfishness, it is self-mastery, and it is the secret to living a life of fulfillment, growth, and unstoppable progress. If you want more guidance, tips, and motivation to focus on yourself, take control of your energy and achieve your goals, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that subscribe button now and join a community dedicated to growth, focus, and personal transformation. Start applying these principles today and watch your life shift in ways you never imagined.